With update 208 core systems having just dropped for space engineers, we get a whole bunch of brand new blocks, quality of life improvement, and so much more. So without further ado, let's get right into it. And here we have the full section of blocks that we're getting this update. Now it's not as many as we normally get, but it is a way smaller update as well, so I'm just glad we got this many to begin with. And let's start off in the free section, where there is one block, and that's a simple bed. Previously, there was no actual bed that you could use in vanilla unless you had the DLCs, but now there is this beautiful. Just look at this. I mean, it is simple, yet the detailing and everything is fantastic. What does it look like if we lay down on it? Is it just the same as always? Oh yeah. Just look at that, laying so comfortably. Really? Did the light change, actually? Hang on. Oh, it does! So the light even changes to show the bed is occupied. Even though that's clearly visible. And then there are also 3 free additions to the Apex Survival DLC. And that is some more conduit pieces, or more specifically, inverted versions of conduit pieces that were already there. So if you were missing one of these pieces in an inverted version, that's now there, and that is added for free to those of you who have the Apex Survival DLC. But it's not only a single block and then some additions to previous DLCs that's a part of the free update. There's a bunch of quality of life changes that I'm going to show you now. Coming with this update, you now also have quicker planting and harvesting. Now previously you had to look at a farm plot and then access it before planting your seed. But now, you can simply drag that seed down onto the hotbar, select it like you would a block or weapon, and then simply left click on the plot, and then you plant it. Now the same goes for harvesting. If you have nothing selected on your hotbar, you just simply walk up to a plot, left click, and then you harvest the plants that are there. They've also added 2 new set value options for antennas and beacons, where you can now both set the HUD text and set the broadcasting radius. Now just make sure you don't set that to max accidentally. There's also now a set value for the angle deviation on custom turret controllers. Simply hit the set angle deviation, and then type in how many degrees of angle deviation you want. Let's do 20. And there you go. There's also a new set value setting for gravity generators, both the flat and spherical one, where you can now set acceleration, where the max is 9.81 meters per second, and the minimum is minus 9.81 meters per second. You also have 6 new set value settings for the sensor, where you can set, for example, the sensor bottom extent, right extent. They've also added a set value option for jump drives, where you can now set the jump distance to a custom number. So long as it's between 5 and 2000, of course. You also have 4 new set value settings for gyroscopes, where you can now set the power, set yaw, set pitch, and set roll. They finally added a set value option for wheels, where you can now set the speed limit instead of having to increase and decrease it constantly. The mark unfinished block option in projectors will now not only show unwelded blocks, but also blocks that have taken any damage as well. The O2H2 generator and irrigation system now show in their control panel their max outputs, so you can more easily know just how many O2H2 generators or irrigation systems you might need. Block inventories have gotten added tooltips, so it is now much clearer what goes where. Alright, so with that out of the way, let us take a look at the new DLC blocks for the Core Systems DLC. Now, I have to say, some of these already, I'm stoked. I'm excited. So if we start over here in this section, we got a bunch of rounded edges. So we can see here, if I actually pull out a cylindrical column, it is kind of similar to that, except that it actually continues, which is really nice. So if you have how does it actually fit with a hinge? I think it fits pretty well, doesn't it? Oh, it does. It fits perfectly. Same as with the cylindrical column. That is brilliant. So you effectively get every single one of these pieces in a large and small grid variant, except for these two. So you have this piece, which is the rounded edge, and then you have a B variant, which has some nice little detailing on the panels, which is really cool. And then you have the C variant, which has like these hooks on it, which is pretty interesting. So maybe Zero is finally getting his cable. Maybe this is a sign. Then we have a rounded corner. I mean, just the smoothness of it and the detailing on the panels. It's amazing. I'm so looking forward to seeing what people actually make with these blocks, because we haven't really had many rounded shapes before. I mean, even this one, it's just a slope, but it's a rounded slope. And then you obviously have an inverted corner, and then you have an inverted corner for these slopes. And then you have the thin one, that's like a half. I am going to be using this one, I am fairly certain. And then you have a rounded edge. That one's kind of flipped over onto its back. And then we have a more aggressive rounded edge. I guess it is still rounded, even if it's a lot more angular. And then we have another corner piece. Oh, and then an inverted. Look at that. This is just... These blocks just look amazing. I mean, this kind of looks like the tip of your finger. I'm not sure if that was in your inspiration, but if you look at your thumb, it looks very much like a thumb. With the nail there and the... Huh. I wonder what the inspiration was for that. Maybe it was a thumb. Now, moving on next, we have suspended control seats and a suspended control station. Now, let's start off with the seat. So, they have 2 mounting points, at least the large one does. I was able to mount that on the top and on the back because of this little area up here, which is pretty neat. And the same goes for the small grid variant. But this thing looks absolutely fantastic. I mean, you've got great viewing angles from it. There's nothing in front of you. So if you like making those rovers or ships with a bulbous glass cockpit, this will be absolutely perfect. And then obviously you have the small grid variant. And then you have the suspended control station, which is pretty much the exact same, but you get a transparent LCD. So if I just go into my settings here and then adjust the background, yep, you can get it fully transparent, and that looks really cool. A bit inconvenient, kind of, with the fact that you have to look up that much. There's no option to, like, lower the display. Nope, there isn't. But even so, that is still really cool. Oh, and then the smaller grid variant, that is just brilliant. And look at that, you got red levers and pulleys on the side. Is that to adjust the seat, or is that to emergency eject? Well, I guess there's not really much of emergency ejection, so probably some seat adjustment. I kind of bet some modder is going to animate these soon enough, so we'll see what gets posted on the workshop over the next few days. But one block I've been excited for is the landing gear Type 2. I put it next to a regular landing gear so we can compare to the size, and it is a lot smaller. Like, it is significantly smaller. It is tiny. The previous landing gear was a 2x3x1. This is just it's 2 blocks long. That's it. And just the details and everything on it. It looks incredible. Oh, and this one also has mounting points on the side, whereas the regular landing gear, funnily enough, just because I think that little sliver right there doesn't have a mounting point on the side. So this one has more mounting points as well, compared to the normal one. And then you have the tiny variant, which in of itself looks as excellent as the large variant. I mean, even after having had a look at the new blocks coming to SE2, I'm still astounded by the level of detail that we're able to accomplish in SE1. I mean, if you just look between this and this, the design team has really come a long way. It's just fantastic to see. What's also fantastic to see is a new hydrogen thruster variant. These look incredible. So you obviously get the large thruster in both large and small grid, and then the same goes for the small thruster. Now let me just quickly get a hydrogen tank on here because I want to see just a plume. So if I just slap that on there, I'm in creative, so I should... Oh yes, hang on. Let us put the pedal to the metal and just put this on full override. Look at that. That is... Let me hide my HUD. That just looks sick. And you have the blue in there as well. In the core. Oh, man. Just once again, the detailing on the side. I just love as well how this... Oh, that's some reactive nuclear stuff. But just the fact that it has these pipes going in here, and then we can see the same sort of detail on the smaller one, yet they're different. It is just fantastic. I mean, even the tiny one. That reminds me of, like, a fighter jet engine. So we're probably going to see people make some jets with these thrusters. Now, if we move over here, we're going to go past the jump drive for a moment to have a look at the new sci-fi hydrogen engines. Now, these... Oh, there's new animation. I mean, just look at that. I don't know, is that middle part of the axle, and then you have the pistons down there? I mean, even then, just the... Oh, I love it. I absolutely love it. You can open... I did not know you can open that. And you can do that on both sides. Oh my goodness. Caution, moving parts. Yes, I realize now. That is fantastic. Oh, man. Right, and you have the conveyor ports on the same areas as you would a normal hydrogen engine. Though I think, actually... Hang on a minute. This might be one of the first times we see a DLC block sort of be... Or, well, I guess not one of the first times, but... Actual block that is bigger than the vanilla counterpart. That's pretty cool. This one doesn't output any more power, does it? That's 500 kilowatts. And that's... Yep. Okay, so it's the exact same. Good. So, yeah, a little bit larger, but... The fact that this now has animated moving parts and sliding doors and everything, that is just sick. What's also sick is this jump drive. Oh, the jump drive Type 2. I think we all remember how the normal jump drive looks, and this thing is quite the upgrade. With the catwalks integrated, and then obviously you have a terminal to access. It works, once again, just like a regular old jump drive, but it's a skinned variant. And just the animations on everything. Oh, man. I mean, even here, just... I feel like there's... I can already see this, instead of being used as a jump drive, being used in, like, reactor rooms and stuff like that. Just because of how... I mean, it's so incredibly detailed. So... On the other side, we have, once again, another control panel. No customizable LCDs, which is fine. That's completely fine. Oh, what is this? Hang on. Escape, spin, spin. If you read this, have a nice day. Oh, man. That's a cool little Easter egg. Yeah, then you have F1, F2, F3, F2 again, F4, F5, F6, F5. The designers have been having some fun with these keypads and stuff. Ever since I saw these blocks, I've been excited, and the same goes for these troffer lights. And they're coming in 3 variants as well, which I absolutely love. So we have a full block variant, and then 2 half block variants, depending on which side of the half block you want. And these look, oh, I've been waiting for lights like this for so long. And just the center strip there, so if you wanted to like have a rotating light or something, you can, and it fits perfectly. Or even then, if you just want an interior light in the middle, can. Or, hang on, if you wanted to do cabling, the neon tubes fit perfectly. It's just so nice to get another inset type of light. And the fact that it looks like this, and just the, once again, the level of detail on these blocks is absolutely fantastic. Now we're on to the last set of blocks for this update, and that is some brand new doors. These are the new center doors, both if in large grid and small grid variants, full block and half block, and these look absolutely fantastic. Oh, how I've been waiting for a door like this. Oh, and they perfectly... This is an outline for the corridor. So this would be a perfect continuation. Yeah, look at that. This is a perfect continuation when using the corridors. That is fantastic. Oh, an opening like that. Brilliant. Let's see here. Emergency door release. Oh, that's a neat little detail. You have that on both sides, actually. That's not bad. Well, I guess bad if someone's trying to break in, but... I mean, even so, just the... Oh, man. So, it obviously comes in a full... I accidentally tipped over that one. It comes in a full block variant, and a half block variant, and a small grid variant. Now, we didn't really have many small grid doors to begin with. We had the sliding door, and then we had... Yeah, we pretty much only had this door previously. And then we had the sliding door. But now we have 2 new variants, so effectively doubled the amount of doors for small grid. Now this one is the same as the previous one, but it's half block, so that's really nice. And then you get a variant which has the same setup, but with glass. So you can actually look through it, which is pretty neat. So the block otherwise is the same, but you swap out the door paneling for glass panels. And I think that is going to be it for this update overview. I'd like to thank you guys so much for watching and for all the support recently. It's been really heartwarming to see that even if I vanish for months, that when I come back, you guys are still as eager as always to watch the stuff I put out. So thank you so much for that. But with that, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Goodbye.